Hi, welcome to Green Cove Springs today. I'm Chris Eversole, Communications Coordinator for the City of Green Cove Springs. And with me today are Mayor Pam Lewis, who just took her term in office, and Janice Fleet, the Development Services Director. And Pam, let's start by talking about what brought you into politics when you moved here, 13 years ago?
That's correct. We moved here about 13 years ago, and I never dreamed of ever going into politics or being an elected official by any stretch of the imagination. We moved here for the charm and the river here in Green Cove Springs. My husband loves to sail, and so we found this beautiful wide sailing river and we moved here. And in the mornings we would take walks and I would talk about all the things that I thought would enhance the beauty of our street, and eventually I ended up on the Planning and Zoning Board, which was kind of the perfect fit for me because I had lots of hopes and dreams for Green Cove Springs. And as a result of that, I eventually ended up on the City Council and have been involved in the City Council for about 5 years.
Janice, let's move over to talk about the visioning process that's occurred a few years ago. I think there were 2 iterations of that and how that led to some improvements.
Yeah, we had 2 visioning sessions. One in 2005 was a year-long session where we met numerous times with community members. We came up with a visioning plan. Then in 2012, we did an update. And the update was on a Saturday where we had over 70 residents and businesses come and give their Saturday to help the City of Green Cove Springs. Out of both those visioning sessions, one of the major recommendations from the community was improvements on State Road 16 and US 17 Orange Avenue, what we call our Gateway Corridor.
Well, that's great. Let's talk about what's happening now. I know there's lots of things that we talk about the city being primed and ready for business. What are some of the things that you're seeing?
We have many new businesses moving to Green Cove Springs. We have Hagen Ace Hardware. We have Zaxby's that we've just approved that will be on Governor's Creek. It'll even have a dock. You'll be able to take your canoe or your boat and have lunch or dinner there. We have Dollar Tree that's just been renovated and moved in just south of the city. We have new industrial properties that are moving in south of town as well.
Let's go ahead and talk about the beautification process. I know that over the years, even when you were on PNC and got involved, championed a pilot grant program. So tell me about that grant program.
Well, the grant program was a way to help small business be able to improve their facade or their landscaping, and it's been well received by all the local businesses. It's something that the city can help small business do to attract people to their business by the way it looks, as well as their signage.
Well, let's move on to how people can get involved. First, in the grant program, how can people, if they want to apply for a grant, how do they do that?
They just come by our office and we have a form, or all our applications are online, or they can go online and fill out an application and then email it in.
One of the things that I really enjoy about Green Cove Springs is the community involvement, and the Business League is something you're involved with as well as being on council. And tell me about some of the leadership and how the Business League came about.
Well, the Business League came about because of a conversation between myself and Lynn Vincent, who's one of our co-chairs. She and I were talking about having a market here in town. It was something that I thought that would be really nice to help attract people to Green Cove Springs so that people would know what we have. Lynn liked the idea, so we got a group of citizens together and the Business League grew out of that.
What are some of the things that the Business League does?
Well, the Business League does the third Saturday, which is the market, which attracts people to come to our city every third Saturday. We ended up calling it Third Saturday because we thought it would be an easy way for people to remember when it was. And people come and they eat in our restaurants and they see what we have here. The antique stores do well on that day because it's on Walnut Street, and people go to the market and then they go and they shop in our antique market, our antique shops as well.
Well, I believe that the Business League does the Christmas parade, so talk about some of the parades and other events that make this a really vibrant town.
Well, the Business League got involved last year or year before last by doing the Christmas parade. We're very involved in giving back, and the Christmas parade is one way that the Business League can give back to the community. So as a result of that, we helped organize and run the annual Christmas parade. And it was a really fun thing for local businesses as well as the Business League.
Let's also talk about the pool. I know we haven't talked about that earlier, but the fact that the city's revitalizing the spring park and the pool, how do you feel about this, what difference this is going to make for the city?
Well, our pool is historic. It's a spring-fed pool, and the spring flows into the pool, and the overspill flows into the river, which is just a unique concept by anyone's imagination. People come here from all around to swim in the pool and see the spring. So it's part of our economic development, and we're hoping that as a result of that, it'll just be one more thing that adds to our economics, adds to our economy, and bringing people here.
Well, that's great. Well, let's finish up by just talking about how much fun it is to be a part of the community, part of the leadership, and to have a city with so much pride.
Our city has a great deal of community pride. It's a very close-knit community, and people don't have any qualms with stopping me on my morning walk and making suggestions or asking questions. And it's a walkable city, which is one of the things that we hope to encourage as we grow as a city, is to be able to use our sidewalks and our golf carts, and just to have people know and understand about what a small, close-knit town is like.
Well, great. Thank you very much for joining us on Green Cove Springs today.